Hey guys, it's your pal Victor from Cult Classics, and we're at Doctor Strange 2. Check out our thoughts right after this. Hey guys, it's your pal Victor here, and we just got back from seeing Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I think the ideal person to direct this movie was Sam Raimi, when you think that the main point of this movie is trying to get a hold of a cursed book, with a kind of arrogant hero. So if that doesn't scream Army of Darkness or Evil Dead, I don't know what does. This movie's really good. It's probably one of the better MCU movies. Kind of like, Kevin Feige saw Spider-Man, Far From Home, like, oh, we can do that, but with characters we own, and, kind of like fan cast it, because some of these characters we're never going to use again, so this is our only chance to do it. And there's a lot of cool fan service here. I'm not going to spoil, because I think some of these are especially cool, especially the way they're introduced. And the characters they've teased in the trailer, there are actually cooler characters that have not been teased in the trailers or TV spots at all. So it's kind of awesome. There are some deep cut Easter eggs in here, that are well worth checking out, like a Grindhouse Releasing logo on a flying taxi as characters fly through the multiverse. The editor of this movie is Bob Murawski, who owns Grindhouse Releasing, so that's kind of awesome. There's a blink and you'll miss it shot of the Living Tribunal during this same little excursion, so keep that out, because the Living Tribunal is one of my favorite characters, and just seeing it for like a half a second is cool enough for me to recommend this movie. But largely this movie, it's not kind of what you think it's going to be. A lot of it is, there's a character in this movie named America Chavez, whose power it is to be able to explore multiverses. And a lot of this movie revolves around Doctor Strange trying to keep her safe from an entity that is determined to take that power from her, no matter the personal cost. And all the lengths that Doctor Strange will go through to keep her safe land us throughout the multiverse, so think across the universe, but across the multiverse. It's basically, this movie is why there isn't a WandaVision series 2, because this is basically kind of that and Doctor Strange combined. I think this is probably one of the most character-driven Marvel movies. I feel like it's really weird when you watch a lot of MCU movies. It feels like you're basically getting, like, a jokey, like, sort of adventure. Like, for example, Thor movies, we know exactly where we're getting there. Thor doesn't really grow as a person. He's just kind of a dimwit. That's fun to watch. But Doctor Strange, weirdly enough, does seem like more of a three-dimensional character. I think part of that is, due to the fact that all his storylines in the MCU have been really pathos heavy. Like, God, this guy, like, he's, like, doesn't get anything out of being Doctor Strange at all. That's one of the things I like about, like, the Mission Impossible movies, for example, that, like, Ethan Hunt clearly hates being Ethan Hunt, and he's just like, ugh. And that's the thing about Doctor Strange I find, like, really endearing, that he would be much happier doing anything else, but he's kind of, like, fucked with this, like, weight of responsibility, and he hides that through arrogance, and he would much rather be happy, even though he's really not a happy character. And he gets confronted with that a lot in this movie. And I don't know that you really get much of a resolution on that, but you get to explore that. You get to explore, the failed relationships in his life. And, there's, like I said, there's a lot of fan service. It's basically a really character-driven story. That also being said, my God, this movie's rated PG-13. This is the Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom of MCU movies. There is no way that if Disney and Marvel did not wield some influence over the Motion Picture Association of America, they did it here. Because this is an R-rated movie masquerading as a PG-13 movie. Like, there are deaths galore in this movie, and they do not fuck around with that shit. It's like character gets his brain exploded, all kinds of like gory. There's fucking zombies in this movie. It's just, yeah, I'm like, you know, there's all the Evil Dead like steady cam shots. You know, there's, you know, jump scares. Yeah, this is a Sam Raimi horror movie. I would honestly say this is probably a gorier movie than Drag Me to Hell of all movies. You know, you know, Army of Darkness is rated R. This movie is gorier and has more jump scares and creepy shit than Army of Darkness does. Hey, that's a good thing in my book. It's just really funny seeing this movie like, this is a PG-13 movie? Really? Really? I mean, hey, different social mores, but I'm just saying, I've seen Evil Dead 2. The only thing that's different between this and like Evil Dead 2 is blood. Like, there could be much more blood in this movie, and there's still blood in this movie. I'm just saying. But yeah, overall, I think Benedict Cumberbatch is awesome in this. I also think Elizabeth Olsen is great in this, man. But you know, it does fall into that trap of like, you know, like you know, things you wish would happen don't, you know, like this. A different direction could have gone for her character, but you know, it's cool. Like once you see it, you'll get it. But it's sort of like that whole like Scarlet Witch, I'm a monster thing from like Age of Ultron. It's like, oh, you know, like, and you know, House of Psychotic Women. Do we always really need to have that happen? You know what I'm saying? But there's other ways to do characterization without like the burden of like motherhood. You know, my 2 cents. Anyway, I still think it's a really good movie. Wong kicks ass once again. I love that he's the Sorcerer Supreme. And they just don't like, yeah, no, you're Doctor Strange. You're not the Sorcerer Supreme. This is Wong because he's actually good at his job. You're just like the guy who like fucks around and shit. But for the most part, I actually really recommend this movie. If you like horror movies, you're actually going to really like this movie. There are tons of homages to horror movies. Other, you know, like the classic Sam Raimi horror movies, like there's homages to Evil Dead and Army of Darkness, even Drag Me to Hell, especially weirdly enough, but, and they're done in a way that like doesn't take away from the movie. You know, it's like, if you've seen those movies, you're going to recognize what's going on. There's 2 post-credit scenes. One is a mid-credit scene that I feel needs a little like you're going to have to Google what's going on there. And then the end of the credit scene is just awesome. So go and check it out. It's cool. But yeah, I actually give Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness a big thumbs up. It's a good movie. Check it out. IMAX. And here's the thing. You could see it in IMAX. You could see it in the Cine Capri. This is a movie I would recommend seeing at an AMC Dolby theater because the sound in this movie is awesome. And I saw it at the Harkin Cine Capri, and you know, they have Dolby Atmos, you know, but it's not like a Dolby Cinema. Like, you want to see this best audio quality, you know? That's all I'm saying. There are some really cool audio things in this movie that made me wish I'd seen this in Dolby Atmos. So there you go, or Dolby Cinema. So if you can't see it in Dolby Cinema, see it in Dolby Atmos, but prioritize sound over picture. That is what I'm telling you. Anyway, I will talk to y'all later. If you enjoyed the little review here, feel free to check us out because we got more on the way. So thanks, guys. Talk to you later. See ya.